be grateful and find a way for this to uplift you in the future and make you become the hottest version of yourself. Hi guys, welcome to Gratitude with Gracie. Today we are talking breakups, all right? Turning your breakup into a glow up, becoming the absolute best version of yourself. This is a really amazing time of transformation and it overall exists to serve you. Time to pull up our big girl pants and figure out how we are going to make this serve us and make our lives be the best version of themselves, even though what we're feeling right now might feel a little crappy. The first step is definitely grieving, darling. Going through a loss of companionship, a loss of what your day-to-day life was like, and a loss of what you expected your future to be. Like, these are big, heavy things that, no matter your level of preparedness, hurt and are hard to go through. You're going to feel these feelings one way or another. You're going to bottle them all up and they're going to affect your relationships, or you can rip the band-aid off, sit in your feelings, really sit in the yuckiness of it, and know that you can do that in the future. I know so many like serial daters that will just hop to something that fulfills their need for right then to like be numb or escape. That causes so many more problems. I like to call it like the junk drawer of emotional trauma, but in this case, the junk drawer of feelings of loneliness and recognizing feelings of self-worth, which tend to get affected if you are feeling lonely and you don't know what to do with those feelings. The grieving step the first few days is really being able to feel that and sit in that and give all those feelings the time and the honor that they deserve, because there's going to be many different parts of you and they're going to feel different ways and they may conflict each other, but they're all valid. So you need to honor all the different parts of you and what you're feeling right now. Some of them are going to be good and some of them are going to be bad and some are going to be funny and some of it's just going to be overall confusing, but you don't know until you feel your emotions, and this is the time to do that. I also want to put a disclaimer that, of course, everyone's relationship is going to be different. Everyone's healing process is going to be different. But you know what is healing for you, what is the healthy option for you, and you know what is just overall coping and an excuse because you feel bad. The more times that you choose the unhealthy decision, the more times that you choose, oh, I deserve this because I'm sad, the more likely in the future you are going to gravitate towards that every time you feel yucky. And that's not what this is about. This is about stepping into a new phase and being able to fully embrace this new season of life. And in order to do that, you have to let the yuckiness go. And the yuckiness won't go until you feel it and see it and observe it for yourself. Talk about it, talk about your feelings, get them out either with a supportive circle or a letter. The letter is always wonderful. If you haven't heard about it, just write a letter to your partner or just about how you're feeling in a journal. There's something very wonderful and specific about putting pen to paper, or if that doesn't work for you, being alone and just physically out loud vocalizing yourself. So when either you're reading it or hearing yourself say it, you understand what you're actually feeling. The few milliseconds it takes for that thought to go through your hand or into the universe, you are taking the feelings in your body and you are putting them out of your body. But more importantly, you are able to decide when you vocalize it, this is what I'm feeling, and be able to see what you're actually feeling. Because when they're all up in your head, it gets muddled, your thoughts run into each other, and they never get the full time that they deserve because you're giving a few seconds to every which thought and then immediately retreating back. And that what that means is you're just running around in your head over and over again. Just get it out of your body and hold space for it. Truly. Talking with people as well is wonderful, and make sure that you have a good group of people or a few people in your life that you trust, that are going to support you in the way that you fully believe that you need to be supported. A word of caution to not just tell absolutely everybody about your breakup. It's none of their business, but also these people were not in your relationship. And especially don't tell people about your breakup that weren't even there for your relationship. Do not allow people to have opinions of you and your experiences where they don't apply. If you don't feel like you have any of those resources, maybe therapy is always a great option. There are online resources and way to make it affordable, and just plenty of information on that you can find through Google. But it is a really great resource to be unbiased and just get it out and find a way to hold space for your feelings if you don't know how to do so already. It's nice to just get professional help in a way that is unbiased and healthy for you. It could be a really great first step into this new era because that new you is healed, that new you is detached, and that new you knows how to feel her feelings. And overall, darling, my best advice to you is to be grateful for your relationship. This is a gratitude channel more than anything else, and for a reason. Gratitude is the key to showing your brain abundance and that things exist for a purpose, for a lesson, for something higher vibrational that's going to help you. These pains, the good feelings, everything about that whole experience was your experience. You were attracted to it for a reason, you were drawn to it for a reason, and it gave you something that you didn't have in your life before. You learned the things that you want to bring into your life again, or you learned things that you don't want in your life ever again. You learned boundaries, you learned a way to stand up for yourself, you found a way to love deeper and experience the relationship. This meant something to you in any sort of capacity. What can you hold space for in gratitude, and how was this beneficial and amazing for you? You're going to get a lot of feelings, and you are going to be reminded of your partner and your relationship and the fact that you don't have it quite a bit the next upcoming little time, and in the future too. We don't want to entirely just erase this from our lives. It would mean all of the hard work and all the emotions and all the things that you put your energy into would be for nothing if you just closed the door on it and never looked back. Be grateful and find a way for this to uplift you in the future and make you become the hottest version of yourself. Center your universe around you. All right. I want every single thing in your new life to be a reminder that this is your existence for yourself. You've been with a partner, you've had to think about someone else's thoughts, feelings, emotion, experiences, reactions, schedules, all of it. You've been tied to another person. And now that tie is no longer there and you can exist 100% solely for yourself. You have this really wonderful opportunity. And especially if you don't have any kids or any people who are dependent on you, this is one of the few moments in your life where you can be 100% able to do things how you want to do them and not worry about anyone else. Make everything a feast for your eyes, ears, mouth, nose. This should be a celebration of your senses. I want every moment from when you wake up, from when you go to sleep, to be constantly reminded of all the little gifts that you have the ability to give yourself. Wake up to sunshine and great noises and rearrange your room a little bit. Clear some new space because this is about to be a new era and your physical environment should reflect how you want to be on the inside. Your mind is just going to shift throughout processing all of these feelings. I want your environment to tether you and bring you back and be a reminder that not only are you there for yourself, you have everything that you need taken care of and you are doing so phenomenal. Quality control. Make sure that everything is of the highest regard and a gift for your future self. Because that's what we're creating here, darling. You want to be a better version of yourself. You want to feel hot. You want to feel confident and disciplined and like you are that girl. If you want to be that girl, you have to usher it and you have to welcome her in. The future version of yourself isn't going to just happen. But she also knows her worth. If you want that future version of yourself to be a part of your life now, you have to put in the work that you expect other people are going to put in for you in the future. Create that standard. The highest version of yourself knows that she requires effort. If you want her, you got to work for her. If you want people to work for you in the future, you have to work for yourself and rep yourself 100% harder than anyone else. You set the standard for how other people are going to treat you. And so this is the time to create the highest of standards for yourself and don't be lenient. This is your time. This is a time to form good habits. This is time to habit stack. And so let's talk about that for a minute because it can feel so overwhelming to do all of these things all at once. And you don't have to do all of these things at once, but start by habit stacking. Drink a glass of water in the morning. When you get used to that, start taking vitamins in the morning with your water. When you get used to that, make sure you have a great healthy breakfast to prepare you for the rest of your day. When you get ready for that, make sure you're waking up better rested by doing a better sleep routine. You can add all of these on top of each other and they compound for you to exponentially be the best version of yourself and become that girl and have that glow up and feel so hot and exciting. This is what it is about, and it is attainable. You just have to take it a day at a time, a step at a time, and choose more healthy versions than not. This is a great time to go to the gym as well and really prioritize your physical health, because if your mental health is lacking a little bit, being able to have that mind body connection and have another source of confidence is so helpful, and it can strengthen your mind and strengthen your mind body connection. Every good glow up has an attention to your health and good healthy movement. Go on your hot girl walks, do whatever you want, but have a little bit of healthy movement and up level your physical and mental health. Find new hobbies. This is your time to be more creative, more inspired, more whatever you want. You want to glow up? You want to be the best version of yourself? What does she look like? What does she do every single day? What qualities does she have? And what gap is there between your current self and your future self? What is the gap between your future self that you want to be and the self that you are now? And everything in between is what you should be focusing on, because this is closing the gap. This is becoming her. Make those little steps every single day and find the little hobbies and things that are exciting and spark joy for you. Your words have an incredible amount of power, and every single thing that you speak on is telling your brain that that is what you believe. Did you know that actors playing traumatic, stressful roles have the same physical reaction and brain chemistry as if they actually went through that traumatic event? Your brain does not like to be wrong. And so, whatever you speak on and whatever your body is acting and feeling is what it thinks it is actually experiencing. That being said, I I love Olivia Rodrigo. I love SZA, but some lyrics that are in the song are very scarcity mindset based. If you're constantly focused on how you're wrong and you're speaking about getting him back and how you were hurt and how you will never recover, that's what your brain is going to think. And that's the reality that you are putting yourself in every single day. Make little playlists about music that uplifts you. And you can listen at your own discretion if that's what brings you joy. But I don't personally speak on anything that I don't fully want to live in my own life. If I don't want to eat it, see it, hear it, breathe it, exist in it, I don't speak on it. And that's helped me tremendously in my journey to being the most empowered, excited version of myself. I don't bring myself to changing my behavior for any man or woman or partner or person, because I exist for myself and my future version of myself, and everyone else can just follow suit if they want to hop on this train, because this is my life and I'm living it, and you decide how you want to live your life. A great thing to implement is being in women-based environments. I love women. There's something so divine and sacred about women's space environment, and I believe that all of my friends are literal walking goddesses on this earth. Why wouldn't I want to bring that energy into my life? Why wouldn't I want to be reminded of that? Surround yourself with just overall good air, rooms that when you walk into feel uplifting and exciting. Women support is the most powerful thing I think that you can tap into, and being around the women who support me and being around a lot of women who support me too as well, it just makes you feel like you can do anything in the world. And a lot of women know what you're feeling. Like, this, you're not the only person who's ever experienced this before. I think recentering your universe around a place that's going to support you and love you and nurture you and being able to tap into the goddess energy is truly divine, and you're a divine being. So don't forget it. You are a divine energy. It's time to step in it, recognize it, and just be overall surrounded in it. Another way to tap in divine energy is being in nature. It's so nice to step out around and feel small, not in the way of feeling shameful and shriveled, but in a way of feeling so small in comparison to the big trees and the earth and touching the ground and thinking about the roots that are going for miles and miles and miles and the miles above you that stretch out into the stars and all like this beautiful world that's created for us to play on and live and experience. That is a gift. And the world is such a bigger place than what you're feeling right now. The universe is calling you to expand and expand beyond this, getting in tune with your spirituality or your religion or whatever calls to you. I'm a very spiritual person, and nature just always resets my mind, body, and spirit. And it can do for you. It's been doing for humans for millions of years. Nature is inherently resetting. Taking time to be in walks or hammocking or just reading or just taking a few seconds to look out your window and experience the sunshine is beyond helpful. It sounds silly, but it really does work. Take time to be in nature. Double up and be on nature with your girls. Get a little coffee, make fun out of it. It is exciting. When you're recentering your life around yourself as an individual, it's also really important to not jump into serial dating. One, because you are not going to allow yourself to actually feel all these things and give it the proper grieving that it deserves. But also, it's hard to figure out how to center your universe around yourself as an individual if you are just bringing all these other elements in that aren't supporting that. Take the time to honor yourself and treat yourself like the partner that she deserves, because you are fully 100% capable to do this on your own and without a different partner. You want to be a hot girl? You want to be healed? You cannot be healed while you are waiting for other people to solve your emotions for you. That is simply the matter of it. And I'm not saying this in a judgmental way. I used to do this in high school, and I know so many girls who just have always just been in relationships one after the other. And it really takes away from your ability to heal. It takes away from you as an individual, and it just makes things so much harder, even though it feels easier in that second, because ultimately you're living for another person and you're not being existing for yourself. It's a really hard thing to process and hear, but I think that you need to hear it. Be single and give yourself the time that you deserve. Remember, right now, our sole purpose of existing is to remind us why we love existing and all the things that we love. Right now, we are surrounding ourselves with love, not from someone else, but for ourselves, how we can increase our quality of life to have the most enjoyment, the highest vibration, the abundance, the gratitude, all of it. Now we have ushered out all the negative energy. We are surrounded with new, amazing, beautiful things that are delectable little reminders of our existence. Let's talk about mindset. Let's talk about actually stepping into this new era. And this is my challenge to you. Every single door that you open should be a little portal to the best version of your life that exists. You are going to walk into every room and learn a lesson that is going to help you for the rest of your life. You are going to step in that room and have opportunities that you've never had before. You are going to meet people that are going to serve your highest good in a way that you never knew possible. And every single thing exists for your highest good. So before you open a door, take a second in your head and think, I am stepping into the universe that serves my highest good. And this is going to train your brain not only to see things that you weren't seeing before because you were so enveloped in normalcy or self-pity or any of the other yucky feelings, and just allow you to remind yourself of who you are. Like, this is for you. This whole experience, your whole life, is to be the baddest version of yourself, to be the most exciting version. And if you want to be her, you have to see things like she would. You have to see the opportunities that she would see and capitalize on that you otherwise might miss out on. Because once you start seeing that and walk through every single door, knowing that you are steps away from being where you never thought that you could be before, you will always be somewhere that you've never been. You want to feel, you want to experience growth, you have to do things that you have never done before. Albert Einstein literally has that quote where true craziness is repeating the same things over again and expecting a different result. If you want different results, you have to try different methods and you have to open your brain to things that you never even thought about looking for. There are so many opportunities on their way to you. And especially after periods of struggle, of heartbreak, of hurt, is when the universe is so ready to reward you for being willing and showing up for yourself. If you're showing up for yourself and you've grieved the relationship, you've honored the feelings that you need, you are giving yourself gifts throughout your day, and you are existing in environments that are only serving you. And on top of that, you're opening your mind and soul and body to new opportunities. You are going to be someone new, and I'm 100% sure of that. If you open yourself to new opportunities, you're going to be new places. It just makes sense. But this isn't about finding a sense of confidence, which will just come naturally. This is about finding your power and standing in it unapologetically. Getting your power from yourself and the opportunities that are in front of you. But you can let other people bask in your light, but the second you let them determine if you're powerful or not is the second that you give your power over to them immediately. This is your trial, this is your mindset, and how you think shapes how you behave in the world. If you want to live in a world that has nothing but wonderful opportunities, lessons to be the highest version of yourself, and overall being that hot girl, you have to see yourself as that and act as that. So this is the mindset that we are going to have, and it is quality control. Don't feed yourself the pity narrative. This isn't something that happened to you. This exists to serve you. You are about to evolve into a beautiful butterfly. You're about to do things that you've never thought possible. You're about to feel hotter than you've ever felt before. And that's so hot. You also be free in knowing that you are about to be someone who doesn't exist yet. You, at any point, are a canvas that you can add whatever you want to. No one can talk badly about who you are right now because they have outdated information. You are changing every single day. You are up leveling every single day. And if you are focused on your growth and creating new wonderful things in your life, no one from a week ago can say that they even know you because you are a new person. Goddess treatment only, girl. If you don't see yourself as a literal gift from the universe walking this earth, if you are not amazed with just the fact that you exist, there is a 0% chance of you existing exactly the way you are. You have the face of your ancestors, and no one thinks like you do. You're such a treasure. And girl, if you don't start seeing that, how on earth are you expecting to feel that way? This is your thank you next era. I love thank you next, not only for the iconicness of the music video and the good song, but to remind yourself that we're doing exactly that, being grateful for where our past relationships have brought us and knowing that they don't take away from our power, but they add to it. This is a really, truly specific time in your life, and we feel different breakups for all of our different partnerships, but whatever this meant for you this time, you are about to evolve in a way that you have never been able to evolve before. And that in itself is a gift. It's hard and it's hurtful, but once again, exists to serve you. I want to open this up a little bit to talk about shadow work for a second. For those of you who aren't familiar, shadow work is about getting familiar with your shadow or the sides of yourself that you hide or don't necessarily put energy into or can't see, your subconscious. But these are some questions that you can ask yourself to being able to step in your shadow and hold your light and your darkness equally in your life and move forward fully knowing who you are, what you've been through, and where you're going to go. Pick up that pen and paper and let's get into writing. Pen and paper, or just pause and answer these questions. How do I feel about myself now that the relationship is over? How do I stop fixating on them and focus on my life? What do I want to remember about this relationship and take into my next? How has my perspective changed now that the relationship is over? What has been the hardest part of the relationship ending? And finally, what parts of myself am I excited to discover without a partner? Take a moment to thank yourself for focusing on healing and self improving. And if you're watching this video, you are going to up level in so many different beautiful ways in your life. And this is such a phenomenal era for you. I'm so excited to see what you're going to become. And I'm sure you're feeling a lot of pressure, but pressure makes diamonds, and you are going to shine in ways that you have never thought possible. It is only because it hurts so much that you're going to feel so much better after this. How much you glow up is a direct result of how much work you put in right now. If you want to be that girl, put in the work and it will just simply follow suit. I'm proud of you. I'm excited. I'm grateful for you. And know that love surrounds you in so many different forms every single day. And the person who's meant to love you is on their way to you in their own divine timing. It's time to start emanating now what you want to attract in your life later. And you have all the tools that you need. You are loved, you are abundant, and I hope you're grateful. Thank you for listening. Bye, guys.